right-hand corner of the map Daybreak, we have our blue Terran player from compLexity Gaming. This is the one and only Hart. His opponent down in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. May be a barcode there, but it is our red Terran player, Maru. And looks like TriMaster asking who's the barcode player, but hopefully someone will inform him in a second.
So from compLexity, I think it was really smart bringing out, you got TriMaster and Hart they brought out first. Taking a look at their roster, you know, they got 4 Terrans, 3 Zergs available, and 2 Protons. So you start off by playing your Terran players, and all of a sudden you have a much more even board. And so if you bring out somebody, you know, who has a particular weakness, well, you always have at least 2 players available who are aptly suited to take them down if you need that sniper scenario. So I really like the opening plays here from compLexity, and now Prime bringing out Maru. I'm a little bit surprised. He's one of their stronger players, of course, Code-S quality, and now has such a great history in team performances. I'm a little, just a little surprised so early. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, you still have a lot of very strong players that are left in the back, even if this is done. Yes, they lost players like Anyang a while ago, or Pung Pung more recently, last month, but they have still guys like Creator, and Creator started from a PvT sniper to, wow, this guy's actually really good in PvZ, to, wow, this guy can actually just kill anyone. You have Marine King, who's going through a bit of a resurgence right now as he's back in top 8 Code-S. You can never count Marine King out in any situation. So I'm not terribly surprised, I have to say, because of the amount of just well-developed players that are left in the bag. Because you still got to imagine that you want a well-rounded player against Hart, because who's still in the bag as far as Korean players go for compLexity? Ganji, who's been playing really well lately, and I've got to assume that someone who's not Marine King or Creator is being prepared specifically as a sniper for Ganji. Yeah.
I'm also Marine King, I mean, he just beat Hyun. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess they feel like, we can pretty much play anyone we want right now, and if we end up in a scenario where, well, we'll just play MKP, because
Prime has been very liberal with the use of MKP, though, in this tournament. I want to mention a couple of things real quick before I talk about that. It's gas first for Maru, going in the double gas right afterwards. Quick factory coming out of him. His opponent also has that factory coming down, but a little bit, but not a second gas quite yet for Hart. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, has Hart scouted that? Did Hart see that it was gas first? He did.
Yeah, because of the time of that the orbital command came up.
All right, we actually saw a ton of this in the TVTs from last night in GSL. And really interested to see what Hart's reaction here, because you couldn't stop hearing Artosa say, Siege Tech Viking is so fantastic against gas first openings. You're just perfectly safe against whatever they do. But I mean, Hart, he doesn't seem too keen on going for that. No. Whereas, Maru, I mean, he's working right now on what looks like it's going to be Banshees. I'm really, really interested to see what Hart's going for here. It looks like he's got something of his own in mind.
Okay, well, he does have his own starport coming up, but may just be that little more conventional Marine Hellion drop, for example. He's starting with 2. Yeah, exactly. He's going to have 8 Marines and 4 Hellions out at about the same time that he gets a medevac out. He'll pick up the 8 Marines because they're pretty slow, fly them across with the medevac, scoot those Hellions across the map, and try and do a bit of damage. Let's see how much Hart actually picked up on there. Didn't see anything. Was really close to revealing this starport factory. Didn't get there. What I was going to say before we start talking about the strategy, though, is that in Team League situations, Prime has been very liberal with Marine King in the past, and sometimes that's actually come back to bite him. It forces out snipers very early, but sorry about that, guys. We're going to switch Maru's race there. Sometimes it can get them in trouble a bit because you bring out your ace so early on. And Marine King has actually lost in, say, Game 2 of situations before.
Yeah, it's definitely a fantastic point. So, I mean, it's actually not too much of a surprise, I guess. You throw out Maru here. Maybe he just has the potential to kill them all. He's so good.
Oh, Hart. This is different. This is not going to be the drop at all. He's going to use this Viking for vision and to pick off any Banshees that may be in the air. And is he actually saving up? Please be saving up a scan. He is. Oh, this is awesome. So Hart is going to make his way up and try and do damage right now. It's going to take him a while to make his way through these supply depots, but with the scan, with the Viking available, he should be able to deflect the Banshee threat.
Yeah, this is a beautiful read out of Hart, as you were just saying. Seeing the gas burst, reading, okay, Banshee's a really, really common play here. Now the Vikings starting to fire on the Banshee. He's definitely not going to be expecting the scan. You see the Marines coming forward. There's the scan going to be targeting down on the Banshee. The Viking, though, does get shot down, and a big blow there to Maru, or to Hart.
Hart was trying to do something so smart there, but he just can't pull it off. He kills only one supply depot, a handful of units. I don't believe he got any additional workers. No, he did not. So a huge loss there for Hart, and now Maru is at a pretty big advantage. Yes, the second command center is coming up a little bit quicker, but there are no defenses in place to deal with any sort of a follow-up.
Yeah, and I mean, he even had he blew a scan for it. Didn't get the, not only like didn't get the Banshee, but lost Viking, lost the engagement overall.
Yep.
Really bad for Hart.
And now there are 2 Banshees that are making their way out. Scan is down. Let's see here. Does he have any energy left? He does have enough for 1 scan, and he's starting to build some missile turrets inside of the main. But this Banshee could do some damage before then. Looks like he will be able to get just out of vision of those Vikings.
Yeah, 2 Vikings, just not enough. We see the Banshee coming in now. Is not going to manage to get the SCV in time, but well, that's going to be an orbital and free reign for about 20 more seconds, I do believe. Does he? Yeah, okay, he does have a turret, at least in the mineral line.
Yeah, so these Banshees aren't going to be able to do too much more economic damage. Looks like they picked off a couple more workers. They held the army at bay once again, and it actually gave time now for this command center from Maru to pop its way up. All the while, he reinforces with a vastly superior army to what his opponent has.
Yeah, 54 to 40 supply right now. If we take a look at the worker supply as well, confident, Maru currently at a 3 supply advantage in that regard. So, Banshee coming in right now. Scan goes down once again. Banshee gets taken out, but not before killing a few more SCVs.
That's right, and Maru, as I was pointing out there, is double expanding. He has both his natural and his 3rd command center coming online at the same time. Maru should be able to move in and even do a little damage. No, there we go. With the siege tank, with the bunker in place, not going to be able to assault, that position at all.
Gotta say, I am surprised that at 950, Maru currently has 2 command centers under construction. That's how confident he feels in his position right now.
It's not a bad read either.
Yeah.
I mean, Hart is going to have that opening to move in and try and do some damage with a quick siege tech or something like that. 2 tanks, bunch of Marines, push. But Maru has a great ability to hold that off, and he actually should be just fine if something like that were to happen. And if something like that were to happen, then of course he has his 3rd command center down so much faster.
Yeah, Maru just needs to not make any major errors that prompt a counterattack, and he should be fine. Gets the tank, loses the Banshee, but a scan is also blown for it, so overall, a victory there for Maru, I'd call it.
And he killed 2 more workers, so Maru actually doing some pretty good damage. Moves back in with yet another Banshee. This one already has 10 kills, and all he has to do is keep this force held at bay. Are there any scans left? Yes, okay, so we have 1 scan still remaining.
I love the Marines sitting in the pocket right over. In case the scan goes down, he can fly the Banshee towards them, pick off the Vikings. Here we go. See if he... Nope, he's going to fall back as the Marines and tanks of Hart do join as well.
All right, so good play there by Hart to make sure that that gets away without taking too much more damage, but the Banshees just keep on rolling, and Hart just doesn't have much of a response for these. He's still 10 seconds away now from any sort of a scan, so he just has to run these units away for a while, and if there's another tank that gets taken out, I am just going to be shocked.
Well, you know, we were mentioning it earlier, a Raven is not a bad idea right now.
No. Ravens actually would work now, yes.
Yeah, because he's got the tech lab, and he's not making anything out of his starport. So, I would like to see that on Hart.
And looks like he's just going to continue pressuring and doing more damage. Just 5 energy left. This Banshee actually has to get right on top of a bunch of Marines here in a second, and does just at the right time.
Yep.
And forces another scan out and pushes the Vikings away.
Maru is just playing so incredibly crisp right now. Now sieging up his opponent's natural expansion, this beautiful staging area on Daybreak providing for it. And we see this is just too many units out of Maru right now.
Yeah, and the worst part is that even though there are so many tanks out here from Hart, he still hasn't gotten siege mode, or it's still only a third of the way done. So Maru was able to get himself that position just by sitting back, charging forward, and getting himself in position. Looks like this Banshee, there's not a real answer to it at the moment. More tanks are falling. 2 tanks have gone down. Hart, this is really all he's got left.
Yeah, and this is actually... this is just so indicative of how confident Maru currently is in his position. We were talking about, you know, he went for this super fast third, wanted to not overextend, not lose his army, and prompt the counter. He didn't even care. He was like, look, I feel so great right now, I'm just going to push anyways and lose everything, and I'm not going to worry about it. Scan going down. Banshee can be able to get out of here alive, it should. Yeah, barely escaping. With 20 energy, though, it's got a nice little run.
All right. Well, Maru, mentioned that he's feeling very confident. He still does have to take some precautionary measures. Good thing that he's reinvesting back into his infrastructure. He's got 2 more barracks coming up because he was way queued up on all of his existing barracks at this stage of the game.
Well, we do see that Hart grabbed that really quick third as well. How's the worker supply sitting for both of our players? 47 of 44, so not too much of a deficit here for Hart in the economic category.
But look at this. Because of all the scans that have been forced out for Hart, Maru is way ahead in overall economy because his mules have, his energy has been able to go purely to mules.
Yeah, no, definitely a fantastic point. I mean, you've got +1/+1 for Maru about 3/4 of the way down right now. Hart can only actually afford armor. He's got stim and combat shields also on the way, but also behind. Hart's just behind in every possible regard at this moment.
Yeah, so Maru looking pretty good at the moment. Obviously this is TVT.
Yeah, exactly what I was just thinking.
And if you charge headlong into a tank position when you're at an advantage, wow, Hart's actually just going to give it up. There it is. GG. Maru sets Prime up 2-1 here in this best of 9.
I mean, yeah, 30 supply advantage is pretty significant.
Yeah.
But I'm still surprised to see such a prompt GG. Either way, there we go. Prime now up 2-1. Maru taking victory once again. Putting his team in the lead. All
right. Well, Maru's still in, and it looks like Gosu User is going to be the next player there for compLexity, and he's actually a guy who's had some pretty good results lately, and it's nice to, finally see a Zerg here in this set.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely will be mixing it up a little bit. But yeah, Gosu User has really torn it up, especially in the IPTL. I mean, he's in some matches he's just carried compLexity through. So I'm trying to remember exactly what they were, but yeah, I know he had 4 wins against one of the later matches, and he's just been doing absolutely fantastic in all of his events lately, to be completely honest. So will he have what it takes here to take down Maru Prime? We're going to find out and see after a quick commercial break.
Yes, we are. We'll head to that break. We'll be right back after this.